This is The Sit Down, and I'm here with Guy Branum, stand-up comedian, TV host, and author of the new book, My Life as a Goddess, a memoir through unpopular culture. Guy, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. It is lovely to be here, Isaac. It's exciting to be at BuzzFeed. You guys have a lot of geometric art around.
Yeah, we love geometric art.
Yeah, it's just like metal things that are just going in all sorts of directions.
We're really big fans of that. And you've come to BuzzFeed before. This is like an old hat for you.
I know. It feels like everyone is playing at all times. Like, it's very sweet. Like, last time I was here, it was just like a bunch of gay children in a room with crayons, and I was like, I like this. This is where ideas come from.
You were like, this is a beautiful place.
Yeah.
This is how culture gets made.
It's got to start somewhere.
It's got to start somewhere. Let's talk about your book title,
Yes.
My Life as a Goddess. Why'd you title it that?
Oh, because I start off the book with this story that I constantly tell myself or friends, and it's just about this goddess from Greek mythology who the world is trampling her down. There's nowhere that she can safely be. Things are really hard, and then she remembers that she's a goddess and turns a bunch of people who were mean to her into frogs. And my book is not about solving problems. It's about remembering that you can hurt other people when you need to sometimes.
That you've got that viciousness.
Yes.
Do you say that to you? Like, I'm a goddess.
Yes. I mean, I just sort of remind yourself, you are a creature with power. You can't necessarily change the situation, but you can change something. You have control over at least yourself.
I love it. You also call the book a survival guide. What are you hoping people take away from it?
I mean, it's just a guide to my survival. I mean, everybody survives. Everybody makes it through this world. You are covered in, tattoos that tell a story of your life, and I am just not going to get tattoos, so I decided to do it in a book form. To basically say, here's a relatively honest representation of me and how I figured out how to be myself and talk about myself. Because one of the things about the book is that, when you're a type of person who isn't frequently represented in media, you don't necessarily know how to think about your own story. And this was how I used stories that were unlike mine to sort of figure out who I could be and how to do it.
Do you feel like you found out something about yourself while writing it? That maybe the next you could aspire to be?
I think it crystallized some of my understanding of myself, but mostly it just forced me to go back through emotions that were packed away, and that mostly just led to me going on to social media and finding guys I had crushes on 15 years ago and realizing that they are no longer hot, which is the real victory of the book. And I wish I had talked about that more, because seeing someone who truly had grip of your heart and realizing he's dumpy and a little bit sad now, not as dumpy as me, but maybe close. It's a victory.
It's a victory. Let's talk about the chapter that you wrote about your body, because it was beautiful. I'm dumpy too. You know what I'm saying? And I really, really loved it. What were you kind of trying to get across, and how has writing, and to be honest, just comedy in general, changed the way you view yourself and view your body?
I mean, the chapter's primary purpose is just to say, hey, media and the rest of the world, leave me alone about this subject. You have to take care of yourself. You have to be healthy. That's all very important. It is not necessary that the world tell you that you're a horrible person the entire time that you are fat. It is possible to, be fat and trying your best to take care of your health and also doing other things. And I talk about the way that, The Biggest Loser or This Is Us sort of creates a situation where somebody is only considered to be a moral person if they're spending all of their being trying to unfat themselves. And I think one of the beautiful things about stand-up is just forcing me to really love and enjoy the person that I am. All of the comedy I do stems from this person and the specificities, and even if it's not the most perfect, I still spend a lot of time looking at other better gay guys saying, I wish I could be another better gay guy. And then it's but what would you do for a living then, guy? You couldn't complain about how sad your life is because everyone would hate you because you're hot.
It would be really detrimental to your career.
Exactly.
Exactly. What do you think?
And also, if I had that perfect gay body, I'm far too old to segue into underwear modeling, you know? It's just not something that could happen at this point.
It would be, it's behind you.
Yes.
It's behind you. That exit ramp is already gone.
Yes.
Absolutely. What do you think Hollywood can do better in its representation of fat people, in the way it talks about fat people? Like, how can Hollywood improve?
I think just letting fat people be good at stuff sometimes is really important. The movie Spy was great. In the book, I say that Tracy Turnblad is the greatest fat character in Western literature because Tracy Turnblad, like, gets to be good at something, from Hairspray, of course. And the thing that she's good at is her body and using her body. And, you know, it's nice to see Melissa McCarthy getting to be capable, getting to be sexy. And I would like to see more of that.
Absolutely. Well, you're capable. You're sexy.
We'll see.
Let's get, I'm in it, man. Let's get you a leading role. Let's get you a leading role.
All right.
I want to talk a little bit kind of about different other pieces of pop culture. Like, you talk about it so much in the book and kind of how it helps you find yourself. What are some other things? You said Hairspray. What are some other things you absolutely love?
Things I absolutely love. The Parker Posey movie Party Girl means a lot to me. I talk about this Danish movie from the 80s called Babette's Feast in the book.
I love Babette's Feast.
It's very good, but also that's why I called it unpopular culture, because you can't exactly call that movie popular, but it's the best.
I don't quote it very often. I don't have sassy quotes.
No, there are two quotes from that movie that are the best quotes. I use them all the time. An artist is never poor, and the artist's soul cries out across the world, let me give my utmost. Those are great lines, but it's basically just a movie about a lady who cooks for two old ladies. But it will make you cry.
I also love that you could just drop those quotes like that.
They're so good. Also, I don't know them in Danish. They are quotes in Danish. I'm just talking the translation.
We're not going to hold your feet to the fire here, okay?
Yes.
It's all right. To kind of bring it into the modern era, sorry?
Yes.
I'm just having a lot of fun with you.
No.
Nanette, everyone's
Yes.
kind of talking about this incredible comedy special, and in it, Hannah says she doesn't want to be the butt of the joke anymore. How did you feel about that as a comedian?
The thing is like, I was, first of all, let's be clear, I was medium stoned when I watched Nanette, so I didn't realize that we were all going to have opinions about it. But it has made me think about stand-up comedy and what I do so much. I just don't know that I agree with her fundamental premise that jokes are fundamentally reductive, and that in telling a joke and not a story, you're not giving the entirety of the situation. I think my job as a stand-up comedian is to figure out a way to tell you a joke, get you to a place, and then figure out what the next joke is that, like, problematizes what's been said there. I don't think that jokes are releasing tension. I think that a good joke should be creating tension, should be allowing two ideas to exist in the same place at the same time so that you can walk away and think about that. The best jokes that I've heard from, like, colleagues and friends are ones that made me see things differently.
See things different. Has a joke ever made you change your opinion?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like, with so many things, I mean, the best jokes put you into somebody else's perspective and let you understand how you should think about the way they approach the world. I don't have great examples right now, let's be honest.
You're like, Isaac, I quoted Babette's Feast. What more do you want from me?
No, but, like, jokes make me think differently all the time. I mean, they should, like, at their best, they're, like, fun little arguments you don't see coming. And, like, I think, yeah, I mean, I don't think it should take a story, like, pointing you in the direction of what the moral is. I think a good joke gives you the tools that you need to make up your own mind. And I respect other people to be smart enough to figure things out.
I love that. Little arguments you don't see coming. That's such a great way to describe them. Given the political climate right now, have you changed your approach to jokes, joke telling? Do you think it's more important now?
I keep my passport with me at all times. I understand that I am not the person most likely to be put in a camp, but you never know. And my mother, as a responsible Jew, raised me to be prepared, because it could go down at any moment.
I hate that I'm laughing at that.
No, it's just true. But, I do think, you know, when I started comedy, like, 12 or 13 years ago, there were a lot of people who thought it was, like, dumb or dorky to be talking about like real ideas. They just wanted to be having a good time. And I think that there's something deeply conservative about believing that you can be apolitical. This is a goddamn democracy. Like, we all have an obligation to be like carrying some buckets of water and sandbags. And so I really like that people are, you know, getting more political in comedy right now. I've always said what I thought about things. Like, politics has always been part of what I do, but not the majority of what I do. And also, I mean, just as a gay comic over the course of the past 15 years, existence was political for me. So, like, you know, that was so frequently me just telling my stupid little dick jokes was my way of challenging the system. But now we've moved along and need to keep democracy going. No one's figured out how to talk about Donald Trump right now. The problem with Donald Trump is that it is too easy to make jokes about Donald Trump. So everybody is just saying, haha, he's orange, instead of being able to address the fact that, like, our democracy is crumbling, and this dude doesn't know anything, but we're maybe going to let him be our dictator. So I think that there is a real challenge for comedians that we don't know how to answer yet. And it's really hard to talk about, oh, politics is so, or comedy is so important for commentary on politics, when we're sort of not doing our job right now.
Sort of not doing our job right now. That said, if I can count on anyone to figure it out, Guy, I think you're one of the people that I'm going to turn to.
I have a lot of things going on, Isaac.
You're like, I'm busy.
Yeah.
Save Democracy is about third on the list.
I've got laundry.
What's number 2 on the list? Laundry?
Oh, I mean, then Saving Democracy.
Then Saving Democracy. All right.
It's a lot of laundry, though.
it's like 2 days worth of laundry.
Yes.
Guy, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks so much for having me.
Absolute pleasure. My Life as a Goddess is in stores now. Definitely pick it up. It's absolutely hilarious and touching. And there's more AM to DM up next.